In this video, we'll cover micronutrients, sometimes known as trace elements, which plants need in tiny amounts but absolutely cannot live without. The mighty eight are boron, copper, iron, manganese, molybdenum, zinc, chloride, and nickel. Boron plays a critical role in plant growth and strengthening cell walls, and maintaining structure, stability of roots and shoots. Boron also transports sugar through the plant and is essential for flowering, pollen tube formation, fruit set, and seed development. Copper is essential for plant energy production, supporting electron transfer during photosynthesis and respiration, but it also plays a role in the lignin formation, which strengthens stems and vascular tissues. Iron is essential for chlorophyll formation, even though it's not part of the chlorophyll molecule. Iron also plays an energy role in supporting cytochromes, using iron sulfite proteins via respiration and photosynthesis. Manganese plays a vital role in splitting water in photosystem II, but it also activates enzymes involved in carbohydrate and nitrogen metabolism. Molybdenum, sometimes known as moly, is required in very small amounts, but is critical in enzymes associated with nitrogen metabolism, specifically ones converting nitrate into nitrite. Zinc is essential for auxin production, which regulates shoot growth, leaf expansion, and overall plant growth. Zinc is also involved in protein synthesis, carbohydrate metabolism, and membrane integrity. Our last two micronutrients are almost very rarely deficient, if at all. Chlorine is involved in osmotic regulation and also helps split water in the photosynthetic process. Finally, nickel is involved in converting urea into ammonia to help nitrogen metabolism. As with our macronutrient video in episode 5, this video will use 3 California crops to illustrate how the micronutrients contribute to yield and quality of each crop. The crops I've chosen are broccoli, grapes, and pistachios. In broccoli, boron is critical for cell wall formation and for the development of the head itself. Copper supports that lignin production, which helps create stronger stems to hold those large heads. Iron and manganese both drive chlorophyll formation in the leaf. Zinc influences the hormone regulation, which actually affects the timing of the head. Chlorine aids in osmotic and stomatal conductance of water during those rapidly growing periods of the broccoli plant. And finally, nickel helps convert that urea into better forms of nitrogen in the nitrogen metabolism process. So in grapes, boron is essential for pollen viability and fruit set. Copper strengthens those cell walls and also builds that lignin for better cane and shoots, where they are more disease resistant. Iron and manganese is involved in the chlorophyll formation and photosynthetic activity. Zinc influences shoot elongation, leaf size, and fruit development. Chlorine, again, helps regulate stomatal opening water uptake, keeping vines balanced during the high transpiration rates of the summer. Nickel, last but not least, helps convert that urea into a usable form of nitrogen for the grapevine. So when all these micronutrients are dialed in, vines produce a full, uniform set of clusters with higher bricks, better color and development, and overall better quality. Pistachios are a long-lived tree crop with heavy alternate bearing cycles, making micronutrient management essential for consistent nut production year after year. Boron is super vital for flower development and pollination. Pistachios are particularly sensitive to boron deficiency, which can cause blank nuts, which are really shells with no kernel inside. Incidentally, when you take tissue samples on pistachios, their boron levels are about 10 times higher than any other crop. Copper is involved in that lignin formation, helping harden new wood, which contributes to the tree's structural stability and disease resistance. The iron and manganese pair again help with photosynthetic activity. Low zinc can cause rosetting of the leaves. shortening of the internodes, smaller leaves, and reduced canopy size, which proportionally reduces the yield potential. Chlorine assists in osmotic regulation and water movement, which helps trees manage the hot, dry conditions of the San Joaquin Valley, where most pistachio trees are grown. Nickel facilitates that urease activity for efficient nitrogen cycling, particularly important during the high nitrogen demand during shell hardening and kernel development. I neglected to mention moly or molybdenum over the last 3 crops. It still does that nitrate to nitrate conversion across all crops. If you stuck with me this far, you've been a great student. Join me next time on California Soil and Water, where I'll cover another agronomic topic.